Do you ever feel like no matter where you go, no matter who you speak to, you just don't fit in? Welcome to my world. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is iOLANDE Melody. I've always found that no matter where I go, I always feel like the black sheep, especially around small town people. Have you ever been in a situation where you're in a room full of people and you feel so lonely? Everyone around you seems to be on the same vibe and you're just here like... My goal is that by the end of this video, you'll start to realise that this is actually a good thing. You're not on the wrong path. And if you actually take the brave step of being authentic and being yourself, you'll actually find that there is a lot of people out there that feel exactly the way that you do. They just might not be in the physical vicinity that you're in right now. So first things first, before 2020, I thought that the world was so backwards. I have always looked at the way that society is and thought, none of this makes sense. The way that people are taught to be is completely to their own detriment. And just to back this up, if you look at the way that the world is right now, it's not exactly harmonious. Majority of people are not happy. It's normal to have low self-esteem, to eat unhealthy, to feel all types of negative emotions on a regular basis: jealousy, envy, anger, depression, contempt, shame, guilt. So if this is normal, I'll ask you again, why do you want to fit in? Okay, let me back up here. It is human nature to want to be accepted, right? That's what we're really looking for. When you go back to our tribal instincts and our human nature at the core, we are social creatures. We are, in a way, supposed to be within a tribe because safety in numbers. As humans, we work best when we are in a group. And back in the day, if we were exiled from a tribe, our survival would be at risk, massively. We would potentially starve to death. And in general, loneliness is so detrimental to the human psyche. And when the human psyche is under attack, the immune system starts to suffer greatly. But nowadays, we live in a society that is heavily structured. We have a hell of a lot more resources. We have the internet, which I'm gonna get onto. And the times are changing vastly. And another key component in all of this is that most people are heavily indoctrinated. You could almost go as far to say that most people, if they fit into the norm, they're actually exhibiting cult-like behaviour. When people are in a cult, they will not accept anyone that does not promote their ideology. If someone is brainwashed or they don't have control of their own mind anymore, they will get triggered if someone tries to shatter that belief system. And for all those people that don't fit in, this is what we do. We shatter people's belief systems because we have our own mind. We still have organic thought. We don't just take a sentence given by some authority and just say, oh, that is the truth because the authority said so. Nah, if you don't fit in, I guarantee you look into everything. You do your own research. You're open-minded. And the last thing that you want to do is lose that. I am telling you now, I've gone all of my life feeling like a complete outsider. No matter where I've been, whether it be school, college, workplaces, I have always felt like I am just stood here on my own. And everybody else has got their own clique, they've got their own group, they all have the same thoughts and the same ideologies, and it's never really been any different for me. However, there have been times in my past where I have unconsciously tried to fit in with people because sometimes the loneliness just gets to you so badly. So I'm going to give you an example now of a time where I tried to fit in when I was at my old workplace. You know why? Because I hate this place. I hate this place so much. So at my old job, I felt like a complete and utter outsider. At the time, I was writing, singing and producing music. My goal was to just get as much money as I can out of the place and then leave and pursue my music career. I did not intend to stay at this place for long, but 7 years later, I'm still there. Over those 7 years, I watched people come and go. I established some form of status there, but it didn't matter what position I was working at. There was always a clique. I incurred so many situations where there was workplace bullying going on. I've always been quite a spiritual person. When I say quite, I mean I've never known any different. But I would say a few years ago I had a deeper spiritual awakening. I got heavily into the New Age movement. At the time, I felt like I was going through so many shifts mentally. I was taking in so much new knowledge and information. And I'm not gonna lie, I started to act a little bit crazy. I was not grounded at all. I was becoming very, very detached from normal people conversation. It just became so pointless to me. I wanted to talk about deeper things all of the time, and very quickly I went from being a little bit weird to completely on a different planet to these people, and I felt like I was just completely and utterly isolated. The lesson that I'd learned in that whole experience was being myself did not get me anywhere. But even though I look back at that part of my life and I kind of cringe a bit because all that information had just got to me too much. Like, I wasn't grounded at all, but I still look back at that time and I think I made so much growth. Even though I felt isolated, I had still made so many advancements with myself. I started to feel like it wasn't doing me any good speaking about the spiritual stuff anymore, so I kind of went through a phase where I just kept my mouth shut. You know, most of the conversations at my workplace were about Love Island, the footy, basic things, surface level, and I eventually found some kind of middle ground where I could talk to them on a level. I even started watching Love Island, and I never thought I'd say that. Like, if you want to talk about brainwashing, But in a nutshell, I had dumbed myself down so that I could fit in with these people, and what I found was my self-esteem plummeted. Even though I was socializing a lot more, work was so much easier, being friends with everybody or feeling like I was kind of friends with them. I mean, most of them were so fake with each other. I don't remember a single person not bitching about another person in this clan. It's kind of like the price that you have to pay to have the privilege of having this social circle is you have to sacrifice your integrity and your authenticity. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because when you sacrifice your integrity, that is the biggest hit on your self-esteem. But then you can mask it by keeping yourself busy, going to all these social events. You don't have any strength within yourself, but you can gain it from the collective group that you're in. But let me tell you this now, the one person that is stood there, standing up for their beliefs, standing on their own, that person is stronger than that entire group of people. If you think about celebrities and some of the most successful people in the world, I can guarantee you that when you look into their story and their past, they were the black sheep. The reason why they have success and notoriety is because they don't fit in. Because if they did fit in, no one would pay attention to them. So why? Why would you want to fit in? Please, explain this to me now. There is a shift happening in the world right now, as we all know. It's almost like a split. You've got the narrative people, and then you've got the free thinkers. I can tell you now, the people who are going to win are the free thinkers. You know how I mentioned about the internet earlier on? In my real life situations, I don't tend to come across a lot of people that understand me. I don't have a lot of friends in real life. But as soon as I get on the internet, I find there are so many people that speak my language. And this is something that I've been reflecting on recently because, as you can see, I've made quite a shift with my channel. It's took me a long time to actually start showing who I really am and speaking about the things that I actually care about. So I am on this journey as well. The moment that you start speaking your truth, you will find your tribe, and then you can have the best of both worlds. You don't have to be lonely anymore. I hope that this video is translating properly because I feel like I'm just coming out of a load of stuff. So if you want me to elaborate on any of the stuff that I spoke about today, comment down below. I'm planning to do a spirituality 101 playlist slash series. I want to be able to teach people the stuff that I know. That includes the basics, the complex stuff, the deeper stuff, all of it. So yeah. If you like this video, make sure to drop it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Love you, bye!